Digivision Network.
In this season of Christmas with so much celebration in the air, welcome to Digivation Network, your first and leading ICT, business and tech innovation platform on television. I am Omoye Ihaza. For details, please log on to digivationnetwork.com.ng or better still, text the number on your screen.
This is Digivision Network.
Year 2023 can be tagged as an interesting one, especially for the technology and business ecosystem. But first, here is the news. The National Identity Management Commission (NIMC) now requires Nigerians applying to change their date of birth on the National Identification Number database to provide an electronic civil registration and vital statistics system certificate from the National Population Commission. Previously, only an affidavit and payment of 15,000 naira were required. Date of birth modification can now only be done once in a lifetime at NIMC's enrollment center. Licensed agents are not allowed to perform this modification. The new Director General of NIMC, Engineer Abisoye Koka Odusote, is working to end unethical practices within the Commission. Last month, President Bola Tinubu launched the Electronic Civil Registration and Vital Statistics System platform, which digitizes civil documentation such as birth and death registration. According to the chairman of the NPC, Nasiru Kwara, the ECRVS system would revolutionize how vital events are recorded, tracked, and analyzed in the country.
The Senate threatens to fully privatize the Nigerian Postal Service, NIPOST, if it continues to operate at a loss. Senator Sani Musa, chairman of the Joint Committee on Finance, expressed concern about the lack of functionality of NIPOST offices and low revenue generation from the stamp duties. The committee directed the Postmaster General, Omotola Odeyemi, to provide the names of all the staff members and their allocation and salary for further investigation. NIPOST has been given 2 years to come up with a plan to revamp the service and change the business model for self-sustainability. If they fail to do so, legislation may be enacted for total privatization, with disagreements among the senators, with some arguing for the agency to be turned into a revenue-generating entity by embracing digital services. Others believe that NIPOST in its current structure should not be encouraged if the country wants to generate revenue for its annual budget.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has made an announcement that starting from April 2024, accounts without bank verification number or national identification number will be frozen. This decision was communicated through a circular issued by CBN over the weekend. According to the circular by Chibuzo Ifobi, the CBN Director of Payment System Management Department, and Aruna Mustafa, the Director of Financial Policy and Regulation Department, all existing Tier 1 accounts or wallets without BVN or NIN will have a post-no debit restriction placed on them. This means that customers won't be able to make withdrawals, transfers, or any form of debit from these accounts. Starting from March 1st, 2024, funded accounts will also have this restriction applied. To comply with the new regulations, all BVN and NIN attached to accounts or wallets must be electronically revalidated by January 31st, 2024. The CBN will conduct a comprehensive BVN and NIN audit in the near future, and appropriate sanctions will be applied for any identified breaches. This move by CBN is aimed at promoting financial system stability and strengthening the Know Your Customer procedures in financial institutions. It's part of their effort to ensure a secure and reliable banking system. Microsoft has expanded the reach of Copilot by launching a dedicated app for Android devices. The new Microsoft Copilot app is available for free on the Google Play Store, offering advanced features. It's powered by OpenAI, GPT-4, and Dell E Technologies. Microsoft 365 Copilot and Microsoft 365 Chat are expected to enhance the way people work. They also announced powerful new Surface devices to bring this AI experience to life. At the Build 2023 conference, Microsoft shared plans to integrate Copilot directly into Windows 11 through the taskbar. Some exciting updates include GPT-4, Turbo, Dell E3 for image creation, improved multimodal search, a new code interpreter, and video understanding in Edge. For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events, and interviews across business, tech innovation, and lifestyle, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.
Agabi, welcome you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Here is a look back on the news that made headlines during the year. For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events and interviews across business, tech innovation and lifestyle, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.
It's really important to protect our data and maintain our privacy, especially with all the tracking that are happening these days. My name is Eniton Adibayo. Here on Digivation Tech Tips today, I will teach you how to turn off your tracking using your apps. With the iOS 14.5 privacy tracking update, Apple have decided to work on their privacy and security. You can now go into your general settings and turn off your tracking on your apps. Here is how you will do that. 1. Launch the settings app. 2. Scroll down and tap privacy. 3. Select tracking. 4. Simply toggle the slider and allow apps to request the setting. With this, your privacy is secured and well protected. See you next time on more tech tips.
This is Digivation Network.
In the early days of computing, security concerns were minimal. However, as computers became more widespread in the 1970s and entering into the 21st century, cyber threats became more sophisticated and targeted, posing significant challenges to individuals, businesses, and government. According to research, in the past year, more than 70% of companies have been attacked by ransomware attacks and cyber threats. Only about 1 out of 4 could get their data back. Ewad Meyer, Senior Territory Manager, VN Africa, explained these in an interview with Digivation Network.
According to our research in the past year, more than 70% of companies have been attacked by a ransomware attack or something similar at least once in the last year, and only about 1 out of 4 were able to actually get their data back.
Cybersecurity experts respond to advanced technology, including artificial intelligence, being used maliciously for cybercrime, and how blockchain solutions will detect and mitigate this evolving threat effectively.
We just finished a session here about AI and how AI potentially, could be used maliciously, right? And there is a strong case for blockchain, being used to fight that. Something we do at Mariblock, we cover scams and we make sure that if you go on Google and somebody try to sell you a scheme, you most likely will find out that it's not legit through the information we create. So we have like that education, and I think we can replicate that across different spheres.
Despite the progress made in cybersecurity, challenges persist. The increasing number of connected devices in the Internet of Things era amplifies the potential attack surface. Sensitization and education on cyber threat and regulating what can be built is required.
Just educating people adequately. I think there's a place for technology. We've talked about regulation, right? So regulating what can be built.
Stay aware, right? Because sometimes before there is a breach, you would always have people in the industry talking about it. So be very aware. Another thing I would say is upgrade your security. So if you have devices, or perhaps for companies who are listening, ensure that you have cybersecurity checks and assessments happening. It's really important.
Emmanuel Onwuka, presenter, Nigerian IFO, says we need national level policies from government and safety response team to protect in the ever-growing digital economy.
Private sector have done enough. They've tried their best in ensuring that their companies and everything is protected. Is protected from hackers and other threats that are there. However, we need the government to come in. We need national level policies. We need policies of governments to come in to ensure that people are protected. Infrastructure, data of people are protected. We need government policies to come in. We need a subtype of a cyber response team. Okay, so I've said this thing before. I said that we have so many talents in Nigeria. We have people who go into Yahoo, are into fraud. We can work on these people. We can change their mindset. It's all about orientation and putting them into to work to protect us instead of to harm people.
The internet has also become an unsafe place for kids, creating room for cyberbullying and the pitfalls on the rise. The call is on parents to take responsibility and as well educate kids in building their self-esteem.
Parents is the first call. I'm not trying to be a saint here, but even the Bible says train up your child. The reason why the Bible says train is because they expect you to be an expert. It's a responsibility for you to train the child the way he should go. So it goes to the parents, to actually pay attention to their children. I understand everybody's a career parent nowadays. Their business, mom is working, dad is working, but it doesn't stop you from paying attention to your child. Okay, there's some kids that listen to my show on the radio, and we've interviewed their parents, and they tell me how this man is a cyber engineer and how this one is a realtor and how he's still paying attention to what his children does on the phones and on their laptops. So they regulate their children's access to gadgets. They regulate their children's access to the internet. So they only go there if they need resources from there. They can approach their parents. We need these resources, videos on how to code, videos on how to do their assignments. They are safe gadgets, nowadays on sale. So parents should utilize all these tools to be able to protect their children and protect them from all these cyberbullying and instances.
When it comes to cyber threats and cyberbullying online, I think first of all, as an individual, you need to work on your self-esteem. So when people come to start insulting you or saying anything online, first of all, you know who you are, and you know that you really do not have to give ears to those people. So aside you working on yourself and we being able to raise our children, because a lot of people go to attack kids online and all of that, raising our children to have the perfect self-esteem.
To encourage awareness and collaboration, Chief Operating Officer CWG Afolabi Shubanje says this is to ensure everyone stay abreast with domain experts that guides against cyber threats.
It's part of our society and we have to live with it. What we do say within the technology space is that you will be get hacked. It's just a matter of when. What we encourage and what we do as an organization is that we prepare ourselves and we ensure we stay ahead of the hackers in itself. Collaboration is very key. We collaborate with other companies that their specialty is in security just to help us. We've realized that you don't have domain expertise in all areas, and that is why collaboration is very key. So we are collaborating well with organizations where their specialty is in security and ensure that we are all safe.
Speaking on the various Data Protection Acts that protect customers of IT services, AI legal policies need to be defined. Countries and policies need to look at the challenges to ensure we are there.
To some extent, we in South Africa have a law called POPI. I'm sure Nigeria, protection of personal information, for example. So in the European Union, for example, you have something like GDPR. So and I think some African countries are also adopting that. But I think there lacks a little bit of maturity, especially around AI. For example, when we talk about AI ethics, which are ethical and legal policies that are still have to be defined. So I think it's a work in progress, but countries and industries as a whole, it's looking at the challenges that are prevalent in those areas and working on them. But are we there yet? No. Are we working towards having matured policies? I think yes.
Recommendations were shared. For cyberbullying, parents need to be educated when they do not understand the dangers of the internet through PTA.
I also believe that parents should also be mindful of what the social media that they exposing their kids on social media. Okay, aside the challenge of saying their kids are going to interact with people who are bad, there are people who, when they expose their kids' faces on social media and all this, there are people who go out and just harvest all the social media data and try to use it against you. There are so many cases of where people have used AI to send a message, recreate a video with the face of a child, and then send the video to a parent and say, oh, your child has been kidnapped. And it's the voice and the face of the child. So the parent is like trying to get money and all the BP is rising and all the rest things. So we can limit all that if the parents come up and regulate. We should not just let this technology make us to just throw caution to the wind. No, technology is good, but it is how you utilize it that will make it the best for you. If not, it can be very bad, because there are people out there whose joy, all they derive joy from, is just doing bad things with this internet, going for these kids, targeting kids. The government, we can tell the government to work with our agencies of government, Ministry of Education, to come in and have conversation with these schools, educate the students. There's PTA, Parents Teacher Association. They should utilize these associations to reach out to parents.
It is also important that government needs to have an open mind with adversary precautionary measures put in place to checkmate cybersecurity issues.
What we suggest to clients is, with companies with software like Veeam, for example, with our product, we suggest to have a minimum, for example, of 3 copies of your data. So you have your standard production data. You should have at least 1 copy on a different kind of media, so not in the same place, and then another copy either on premises or in the cloud somewhere, but that copy needs to be immutable. So meaning that it cannot be altered, it cannot be edited, it cannot be deleted, and that's really key, because what we do then is, while the data is lying in that immutable copy, we continuously evaluate the data and look at the data to see if there has already been a ransomware attack. Very often companies only find out months or sometimes even a year after a ransomware attack has happened, because the ransomware is lying there analyzing their data to see where they are the most vulnerable. So we then analyze that data and we can then tell a client that it looks like you have ransomware.
I don't want to say, oh, we need to build this technology. I don't want to be that guy. I think what is very important is sensitization. That's educating people.
I believe that the government should have a body where you can easily report such to, where you don't have to go through a lawyer and all of that before you sue someone. Have a body that deals with cases of cyberbullying and all, and the government to be able to intervene. That way, a lot of people are aware that there's an authority to be reported to, and everybody gets to behave themselves.
The last time we had a conversation with someone from the Bureau of Data Protection, we had a conversation, and they said that the cybersecurity space, the opportunities there is a lot, meaning that they need more hands there. So we can code people, we can get people who can go into cybersecurity and who can do what, like an online police. So they check incidents of cyberbullying, they check incidents of attacks, they protect government infrastructure. So they can create that department, to just protect our online state. But then what we need most is our policies. The policies must be in place. And that is why we keep talking to our lawmakers and policymakers that, see, it is not all about just talking about digital economy and what we can get from digital economy. It's about how we can protect ourselves.
I'll just say that, just be very aware. Just know what's happening in the industry, what's happening regarding cybersecurity, especially if you're playing for instance, if you're in fintech. What is the security measures you should be taking? So you should also have somebody who is giving you that advisory to say, this is what we're trying to do. For instance, we're trying to launch a product. What are the kind of assessments I should be doing? So just be very aware.
When you store your data lineage, your data auditing, your data security and governance. So where businesses need to start at, it's having a security and governance strategy that defines the data security regulations and policies.
Why technology and security systems plays a strong role, empowering individuals through education and awareness is equally significant to escape cyber threats.
Agabi, welcome you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. That will be all we can take for this week. Always remember to follow us on digivationnetwork.com.ng and follow us on all our social media handles. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. I am Omoye Ihaza. See you next time.